All right, go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Feet can be hips width distance apart, or big toes can touch. Space between your heels. We're gonna start in mountain pose. Maybe pick up your toes, press down through the rest of your foot. Roll your shoulders back over your hips, pull your head up tall. On an inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, spread your feet hips width distance apart. Hinge at the hips, forward fold. Come into an easy forward bend, bending your knees as much as you need to for right now. Let the top of your head come to the mat. Bring your abdomen and your stomach towards your thighs, but don't force it. Couple of deep inhales and exhales here. Maybe swaying side to side, warming up. Try to breathe all the way down into your stomach. Pause, and then exhale all the way out through your nose. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to your shins or stay on the mat if that's where you're at. Flat back, neck long. Exhale, plant your hands. Go ahead, step back and into downward facing dog. Your heels don't have to touch the mat. Press down through your whole hand, almost like you're trying to palm a basketball. Roll your arms in so your elbows are facing each other, and you can feel the engagement in your lats. Engage your core, push your hips up and back. Bend your knees as much as you want, maybe one leg at a time. Walking your dog. Keep your neck long, shoulders away from your ears. And on an exhale, take a slow walk. Feet back up towards the top of your mat to meet your hands and come back into forward fold. On an inhale, engage your core, raise all the way back up to standing. Arms come overhead, stretch up. Right hand catches the left wrist. On your exhale, bend to the right for a standing side bend. Keep your hips where they're at and just move your rib cage and your upper body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, switch hands. Left hand grabs your right wrist and bend to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Coming down to the mat. Your hands don't have to touch the mat, but if they do, cool. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins if you need to. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Come down into a forward fold. Bend your legs like you're gonna sit into a chair. And on your inhale, guess what? Raise into chair pose, arms overhead, shoulders away from your ears. It can be as high of a chair as you need, or you can sink lower. Core engaged. Keep your back flat to protect it. Hands, palms facing each other, neck long. And exhale, back to forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into high plank. Shoulders over wrist, on the balls of your feet. Core engaged, glutes engaged, quads engaged. And on your exhale, lower down through a low push-up. Flip the top of your feet. Inhale, push up into upward facing dog. You're pushing up through the tops of your feet. Core is engaged, shoulders are rolled back, chest is open, neck's long. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Exhale out through your mouth. On an inhale, left leg raises. And exhale, bring your foot through to come in between your hands. Give it some help if you need to. Lower your back knee, low lunge. Pull your left hip back or your front hip while pushing your right hip forward. Arms overhead. Roll your shoulders down and pull your upper body away from your thigh, even if it means coming out of the lunge. Exhale, try to sink a little bit lower, keeping that same alignment. Exhale, lower your hands, flip your back toe, push back into high plank and lower through vinyasa, through the low push-up. Up dog, you can come to your knees on that if you'd like. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, come to low lunge on this side, left knee comes down. Square your hips, arms overhead. And exhale, sink into it a little bit more without dumping into the front of your hip joint. You want to find the stretch, but you don't want to just fall into it. Exhale, plant your hands, flip your toes, step back into forward fold, but bring your feet wide. Toes can point out slightly. Exhale, lower with some control into a low squat. As low as you can while keeping your heels on the ground. Elbows come to the inside of your knees, knees push into the elbows. You can bring your hands to a prayer position if you want. And exhale. On your next exhale, go ahead, come out of the squat, lower down to your glutes. Bring your legs in front of you for boat pose. So you're gonna balance on your tailbone, your back straight, core's engaged, shoulders down and back, away from your ears, and bring your feet up so your shins are parallel to the ground. Arms extend by your side, chest open so you're not slouched down. And go ahead and hold. On your next exhale, lower down into half boat. Your back comes to the mat, legs straighten, and arms stay as they are. And exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your arms by your side. Bring your heels in to where they almost touch your middle finger. Feet are parallel and pointed straight ahead. On an inhale, raise into bridge pose. Using your glutes and your core, come on so you rest on the top of your shoulder blades. And push down through your feet. If you feel like it, try to push up a little bit higher, but don't flare the bottom of your ribs. Use your abs to keep your core working. Clasp your hands underneath if you feel like it and you want a little bit of a shoulder stretch. Release your hands, exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, bring everything in. Hug your shins into your body. Exhale, release your left leg straight, holding your right leg in. On the inhale, left leg comes in, right leg stretches out. Inhale them both in. And then go ahead, bring your legs to 90 degrees over your hips, stretch your arms out to the side, and exhale, let both of your knees fall to the side. They're glued together. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground, only going as low as you can. Keep that alignment. You want your knees to be straight, and you can look over your right shoulder if you'd like. And then on an inhale, bring your knees through center. Exhale over to the right and look over to the left, keeping your left shoulder on the ground. Inhale, back to center. Plant your feet. Arms extend overhead. Move your feet out from your glutes a little bit. And on an inhale, use your core. Come back up to seated. Put your hands, well, first come back onto your mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, fingers pointing whichever direction is comfortable for you. And inhale, come up into reverse tabletop. Use your core, press down through your feet, and really down through your hands to push up. Using your hands and your feet to push the ground away while using your core to lift yourself up. Let your head fall back if you'd like. And exhale, lower your glutes to the ground. Bring the soles of your feet together. Butterfly stretch. Inhale, sit up long. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the length of your spine. And just lean forward, using your elbows to press your legs down if that feels good. And if you want a little bit more of an inner thigh stretch. Inhale, come up to seated. Plant your right hand by your hip, just where it falls naturally. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, lean over to the right, bending your elbow in towards your side so you're stretching into your left lower back. We're going to stretch our QLs and our lumbar spine. Keep your hips on the ground. And keep your chest lifted and up, almost so like you're going to be twisting up. You can look up if that helps. This helps get ready for when you go into binds and other rotations. Inhale, come up. Left hand comes down. Right arm comes up. Exhale, stretch to the left. So you're stretching your right lower back. Keep your hips down. Maybe go a little bit further and open your ribs to the ceiling a little bit more. You'll find that one side is better than the other usually. Inhale, come back to seated. Extend your legs forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, go ahead and come up to seated. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this quick little flow. Feel free to go through it a couple more times or to add on any other yoga poses you'd like. Have a nice day.